items may be priced separately. License numbers available at homedepot.com/license numbers.
We bleed purple, green, blue, black, and gold. Sports 1280, New Orleans.
Welcome back. Jeff Duncan, Clyde Berdan, Dave DeCorbier, Dunc Holder. Got about a half hour left in this action-packed 2-hour program, and welcoming in now from the West Coast, the best coast, as they would say out in Cali, Sam Farmer, one of our favorite people, friend of the program, NFL columnist for the Los Angeles Times. And Sam, I've got to ask you real quick before we get into some NFL Rams talk. When I was last out in L.A. for the Saints-Rams game, Sam took me on a little mini celebrity tour, if you will, of the Los Angeles area. And we went and saw the original Brady Bunch house, which was awesome for me. And I don't think we ever got to the Bat Cave. I think you were going to take us to the Bat Cave. What is your are those your favorite kind of arcane celebrity Hollywood tour stops, or you got something better than that?
Yeah, well, there's the Wayne Manor, stately Wayne Manor, where Bruce Wayne lived. That's in Pasadena. That's a pretty good one. And that's the same house that they used in Bridesmaids.
Really?
You ever see Bridesmaids where they have the bridal party?
Right.
Or the shower?
Right, I didn't know that.
House. Yeah, so that was Bruce Wayne's house. Let's see, the E.T. house, which is pretty close to us. Not Wonder Years house. They're all over. All the various shots. It's just sort of the establishing shots that they use. But, I can, the Brady Bunch house, I mean, that lady lives there. I walked past one time and I sort of surreptitiously took a shot, and she just she came out in the bathroom and waved her hand, waved me off. I'm like, listen, if you buy the Brady Bunch house,
it's part of the deal.
People are gonna take the place. It's like the Hollywood sign. Okay, you can walk up behind the Hollywood sign, and there are all these signs around it. These people do not come here. Don't come here if you're trying to get to the Hollywood sign. And I'm thinking, if you buy a house by the Hollywood sign, you've got to take that into account. That people are there's going to be a lot of foot traffic. If it's illegal, anyway. So yeah, Dunc, we got a long way to go. There are a lot more places I need to show you.
All right. Well,
we had a dinner from Swingers.
Oh, that's true. At the Swingers place, I'm blanking on the name. The old, which was where the famous scene with you're such a, what is it, like you're a bear and don't know it, your claws. Yeah, you're so money.
Yeah, you don't even know how money you are. I'm blanking on the name of the place. But anyway, that was a good dinner.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Doug.
Of course, and now that we've established that, and I'm going to hold you to that. By the way,
we're on a phone call, and I feel like we're actually
we're actually on the air right now. All right, look, the Rams are dominating this offseason. It's amazing. It seems like every week they bring in some Pro Bowl caliber player. This latest addition is a player that Saints fans quite familiar with, Brandon Cooks, Sean McVay. Making the deal with the Patriots to bring him in for a first-round pick and some mid-round picks. What do you think's going on out there? I mean, clearly it seems like from afar, Sean McVay, Les Snead, they're going for it. I mean, is that kind of the headline out there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these are all sort of short-term rentals. These players, and I kind of looked at what the Seahawks did back in 2012. You've got an inexpensive quarterback. In the Rams' case, they've got an inexpensive quarterback, inexpensive, offensive player of the year in Todd Gurley, and an inexpensive defensive player of the year in Aaron Donald. This 2019 is going to be the year when all the Bills come through. But kind of like the Seahawks did when they cobbled together their team, getting Percy Harvin, when Russell Wilson was on his rookie deal. I think we're going to see teams doing that more and more. If they feel like they've got some traction with the young quarterback and they don't have to pay him yet, quite like they're going to have to, pick up some people on trades where you pick up the remainder of their contract and make a run, swing for the fences. And certainly that's what the Rams look to be doing. They got rid of some good defensive players. Traded Alec Ogletree, for instance. It really didn't fit Wade Phillips' scheme. More of a 4-3 linebacker. And Wade is transitioning that defense. And so getting those two lockdown corners, although that could be nitro and glycerin in the locker room.
Right.
You got Marcus Peters and Akeem Talib, and Ndamukong Suh. I mean, the Rams have gone from what I thought in the Hard Knocks time, really one of the most boring franchises and very few intriguing personalities, to a locker room that certainly isn't going to be boring. There are a lot of big personalities in that locker room, and the onus will be on Sean McVay, very impressive, and Wade Phillips to sort of keep the lid on this thing. But with Brandon Cooks, he's getting a less expensive Sammy Watkins who can take the top off of defense, let your underneath guys like Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, although Woods can break long ones, but your sort of underneath possession guys do their work in the middle range and then stretch a defense. So it's going to be exciting. The Rams have this additional, beyond the winning a Super Bowl or whatever. They've got the additional pressure of a stadium that's now $3 billion.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you, Sam.
Yeah.
Is there a bigger picture here that is going into this with the new stadium coming online? You got Stan Kroenke making this move, trying to capture the fan base out there a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no other NFL city where the NFL teams have to do song and dance to get the attention of the media and the fans. Everywhere else, the NFL is king. In LA, it's just blends into the landscape. I mean, it's the Dodgers town. Dodgers make the World Series. It's the Lakers town. Always has been since the Showtime Lakers. And the NFL is sort of a third tier. And when you're looking at a $3 billion stadium, when the most expensive stadiums right now currently are Atlanta and New York, both at $1.6 billion, and you think this is nearly twice as expensive. You got to sell those seat licenses. You've got to grab the fans by the throat and get their attention. And the Rams knew they were onto something this last season when they got the Coach of the Year in Sean McVay, and they want to cap off that lightning in a bottle and see if they can't finally win a Super Bowl. They won a Super Bowl, obviously, in St. Louis, but as the LA Rams, take full advantage of this.
Well, Sam, specifically going into that, with so much now, with a lot more notoriety than the team got last year, because as you said, going from, being kind of worst to first and being one of the hotter teams with a young head coach, is there any concern about maybe a little bit, not necessarily blowback, but the fact that, now everybody knows that the Rams are a quality team. They've added these quality pieces, but a little bit of a concern that if things don't start out well, or if things start to maybe get a little bit too hairy in the locker room, that a lot of these deals, like a one-year deal for Ndamukong Suh and guys like that, and Akeem Talib and all, were for not knowing that going into 2019, things are going to get even more interesting than that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have to be have a PhD in history to know that these things, more often than not, don't work out. Look at the 2011 Eagles, or look at the Redskins circa every single year. It's like you can't just your May Super Bowl, but does it really pan out? On paper, it looks really good, but do these people do they gel? And chemistry is so important, and also you wonder. Okay, this is year 2 of Sean McVay as a head coach. Will people make those necessary adjustments? And I look at the NFC West as one of the more intriguing divisions because it's within a period of a year, it's flipped inside out. Suddenly, Seattle looks kind of toothless, and Arizona, no more Bruce Arians, and they're sort of finding their way. No more Carson Palmer. They have Sam Bradford. And then you look and say, suddenly the rivalry between San Francisco and L.A. has reemerged faster than anybody could have predicted. And the 49ers winning their last 6 games, and Jimmy Garoppolo and the excitement there, and Kyle Shanahan, and 2 really young and creative coaches, and the Rams, with McVay and what they've done. So it's not an easy division for the Rams. So many times we've seen a team step forward and then take a big step back. I mean, look at the Dolphins when they won 1-15 in the mid-2000s, and then they won, I think, 11 games the next year and then took a step back. So it's can they sustain it? And, you're stacking risk on top of risk on top of risk to keep this going with these players who have flamed out in other places or just been sort of difficult. But, the Rams feel good about the homework that they've done on a guy like Aqib Talib or Marcus Peters, and they felt like, these guys they could be combustible, but they were liked in the locker room. So they're sort of banking on that. So we'll have to see. But as I said, it'll be interesting. Failing everything else, it'll be a good story.
No doubt about it. I'll tell you one thing. It's certainly amped up the interest here in New Orleans for when the Rams come to New Orleans this year. Sam, I think that's going to be a primetime game. I'll be shocked if it isn't, because that'll be one of the marquee games among potential Super Bowl contenders in the NFC, and I'm counting on you to be here. I'll take you on a little celebrity tour. I think it'll take us about 2 minutes here in New Orleans. I can show you the Ann Rice house.
I get the best tour for you. Giacomo's, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we'll definitely do that. I'll take you to the Trent Reznor house. As best I can, I'll try to match Hollywood. But, Sam, thanks for the visit as always, and appreciate you coming on the program, and we appreciate the insight, bud.
Anytime, guys. Have a great rest of the week.
All right, Sam Farmer from the Los Angeles Times, fine NFL columnist, and giving us the lowdown on the Los Angeles Rams, who've kind of dominated the NFL this offseason. And speaking of dominating, we're going to finally hear from Larry Holder, who's dominating the LSU Pro Day down in Baton Rouge. But first, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll hear from Sir Lawrence. You're listening to Dunc Holder.